Hey grade 1s and 2s, welcome to the art room for week 3 of art. We are learning more about surrealism in our art making. So you will need today for our surrealist game, you will need a bit of A4 plain bit of paper. You will need some colouring tools, so maybe pencils or textures, it doesn't really matter. And you will need a pencil or a black marker. I would go for the black marker because it means you make less mistakes because you're doing a good copy, but it's totally up to you. The very last thing you need in this game is somebody else to play with. Now it could be a sibling, it might be someone at school, or it could be a parent. You need someone to play with. So the game is called Exquisite Corpse. Now it's a bit of a weird name, and it's a French game made back in the 1920s, so over 100 years now. And it was made by 4 friends who were artists. So one day they got together and wanted to make a really fun game together, and this is what they came up with, Exquisite Corpse. Some of you might have played it before. Super fun and super interesting, and it creates really weird and wacky creatures. So with your bit of paper, the first thing you need to do is you need to fold it into 3 equal parts. Now this is a little bit hard. It's okay if it's a little bit off, but it needs to be as close as possible. So the way I do that is I get my paper and I'm going to fold it one way, but not a hard fold. So there's a nice curve, and get the other one and fold it here. Okay, once they're sort of equal, I'm going to hold it nice and close. You can start folding like this. Now if this is a little bit hard, you can get an adult to help you. See how I'm going nice and slow? Try and make sure that your edges are lined up. Okay, mine's a little bit off, but that's fine because it's just part of the first exercise of the game. So the aim of this surrealist game is to create a creature made of a different head, body and legs that you would have otherwise not have been able to create without the help of somebody else. So you will be drawing the head and the legs, but you won't know what's in the middle because a friend, a family member, a teacher, someone is going to be drawing this one. When you unravel the whole thing, because we will be folding it back up, you will find a crazy creature. So the first thing we need to do before we get started on this surrealist game is we need to get a pencil, and we need to do on the fold lines, it's hard to see because it's white, but my fold lines here and here, you need to do 2 little lines on that fold line. So I'm going to do one here, and it needs to go into each section, the top and the middle, like this. Okay, that's one set. You need to come down, and you need to do that again. Now it doesn't matter if this is wider or narrower. That means bigger, further apart, or super close together. It doesn't matter. That means that when I fold up, so if I fold everything back up, and I'm just drawing on the head, you can see the little notches, the little marks here. That's where my neck, the head must stop. So then when you pass this on to somebody else, so you flip it over, they won't see the head. It has to be a surprise. But they continue here and they draw all the way down and they have to stop here. So grade 1s and 2s, I'm going to start with the head now, and it doesn't matter if everything is unfolded at this point because I can't see what anyone else has drawn. So I'm just going to work on my head. Now I don't want you to just draw a circle with a smiley face. That's a bit boring. I want you to think about crazy ears, horns, antennas, teeth. I want you to think about everything. Crazy eyes, crazy hair. Maybe it's a robot. Anything in the world you can think of, make it as crazy as you can. Here is my head. I've kind of made a bit of a crazy robot with some spiral eyes. I've got some details. Eventually we'll color it in, but not quite yet, because we want to see how everything turns out. So you'll notice here I have drawn a little bit onto the next person's part. So that means that they know that they have to start here and they have to finish here. I need to make sure when I get this back, I do not see it. So they need to make sure that they fold it so I can't see that one. Okay, so I'm going to go and find someone to do the body. So I've had Megan do the body and I didn't peek when she handed it back to me. So now my job is to just do the bottom, so the legs. So that could be feet, it could be wheels, it could be stilts, anything that you like. I've decided to do a fish or a bit of a mermaid, so I'm going to go and put some scales. It's time to unravel my exquisite corpse drawings. So we've got my bottom. Here is what Megan did at the office, and my original head. So I have a crazy surrealist creature now that I can go ahead and use textures, pencils to color in. Now I am really looking for, when you color, that you are going to be coloring in within the lines. You can also use your marker again to add any other details, buttons, shirt, collars, whatever you like. So let's go in and add some color. This is my final product, grade 1-2. I can't wait to see yours. Make sure when you're colouring in, you stay in the lines and use a combination of pencils and textures if you can. Can't wait to see your drawings.